Hello and welcome to my video lessons. In this video, we're going to look at research writing, of course, under a subtopic called conceptualization of research topic. This is a very important step in research writing at any level. So what we have is conceptualization of research topic. What it means to conceptualize is to simply create or conceive an idea in the mind, writing it down, refining it, then writing it as a research topic for approval before going into the actual field to conduct your study or before beginning to write your research proposal. With me, I have quite a number of steps that I've identified in terms of the ways that can help us conceptualize a research topic. Of course, on the board, we only have about 3, meaning I will encourage you to look forward to the next video where I explain further steps in conceptualization of a research topic. So the first one that we have is identify a broad area of interest. Many of us have different things that capture our attention. These result from the experiences that we encounter, the observations, what we read, what we hear, what we observe, what we watch on TVs. There are plenty things that can capture our interest and compel us at least to have that mindset of wanting to research on something. That's the first step. In our example here, we've identified health as our area of interest. Of course, there could be education, mining, finance, manufacturing industries, agriculture, different kinds of employment sectors. Okay, but we've identified health. The next step is going to be identify a specific problem. Well, in as much as we have identified health as our area of interest, still it is broad on its own to say we want to research something concerning health. So what we need to do, we probe further or brainstorm further to identify exactly what are some of the things that we think could be problems out there. That is exactly what we mean by identifying a specific problem. So what we have is existing complaints. We are trying to think of this example in a context of a health setup. Like when you go to the hospital, of course, we encounter or experience different challenges, some of which are reviewed in form of complaints, maybe from patients or doctors and nurses as physicians who attend to patients. So if we are going to identify problems from the patient's perspective, from the existing complaints, that in itself is a milestone in conceptualizing our research topic. That's where we are. The next one is going to be narrow the problem. By that we mean we move further. Again, the reason why I keep mentioning to say you probe by asking a lot of questions to say, okay, existing complaints of what kind? Look, for example, when we go to hospital, sometimes we are treated, for lack of a better term, let's say, unfairly. And then we think something must be done in terms of health service deliveries to patients. It means we can pick on that. So look at what we have here. We have health service delivery in government hospitals in Lusaka province, Zambia. So this is just an example that we have sampled out in the Zambian context. For instance, Lusaka, which is the capital city, and then you wish to conduct a study in the same city, maybe at a particular hospital. That's why we have phrased this example. Now, here we need to be more specific. And for us to be more specific, we need to narrow down our problem in terms of time, place, or rather location, as well as population. For instance, you wouldn't wish to conduct a study on your own as an individual in the whole city unless you have resources, which is a rare case. So it means even when you have sampled a city, you might narrow it further to a specific hospital. Yes. From there, time is also going to at least help you make your topic as precise as possible. Which specific period do you want to concentrate on? Population as well. Are you just looking at patients in general at that particular hospital, or maybe there is a specific group of patients that you are going to look at who have certain characteristics that will later on become your study variables? That is exactly what we mean by narrowing your problem to be specific in terms of time, place or location, and population. This is what I had for you in conceptualization of a research topic. Of course, these are just the few steps. Other steps are discussed in the next video. So I'd like you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as you look forward to the next video of these steps for you to understand properly what it means to conceptualize a research topic. Thank you.